This may very well be the dumbest idea I've ever come up with. Can you make $1 million from a single fish? First, we're gonna need to get a fish. Now, here's the options we have. Option A, we can either kidnap this guy's entire family and force him to give us $1 million for ransom. Option B, we could just outright sell the fish for 200 gold. Then we could travel back in time to 2010, buy 2,000 Bitcoin, and then travel back into the present time, sell the 2,000 Bitcoin, and we can make ourselves $140 million. Then we also have option C, which we could just put the fish in a fish pond. Over time, it would produce fish roe, and then we could put the fish roe into a preserve bin, and then after 4 days, it would produce caviar, and then we could sell the caviar for 500 gold. I think we're gonna go with option C, even though I still really like option A, and I think we definitely need to look into that more. So we loaded into Stardew Valley and got right to work. Now, the first order of business is we need a fish pond. Now, to get a fish pond, we're gonna need 5,000 gold, 200 stone, 5 green algae, and 5 seaweed. The 5,000 gold is honestly not that difficult. Just gotta catch a few fish and sell them, okay? Also, this does not count towards the $1 million. This is just to get started. Next, we're gonna need 200 stone, and that's honestly pretty easy. We just have to head to the mines and collect a few rocks. Next, we're gonna need 5 green algae and 5 seaweed. And let me tell you, there is nothing harder than fishing for weeds and not catching weeds. Like, when you want to catch weeds, you catch fish, and when you want to catch fish, you catch weeds. But anyways, we now have 5,000 gold, 200 stone, 5 green algae, and 5 seaweed. So I went ahead and got the first fish pond. The next thing we need is we need a fish. And well, the only fish that actually produces caviar is a sturgeon. Unfortunately, sturgeons only spawn in summer and winter, and it is currently spring 7th. So I figured the best thing we could do is enter what I like to call
the Great Hibernation.
Basically, I'm just gonna go to sleep until it's summer 1st. Oh wow, look at that, it's summer 1st. Wow, now all we have to do is head to the lake and catch a sturgeon. Alright, we got a sturgeon. Now all we have to do is go put it back into my concentration camp. I mean, its new home. Where it's gonna spend the rest of its life doing nothing but work. You know, the more I think about it, that's kind of starting to sound like slavery a little bit. Now that we have a fish in the fish pond, all we gotta do is just wait for it to produce some fish roe. You know, I think this actually might take a little bit longer. Let me go to sleep for a few days.
One eternity later.
Oh, look at that. We got some fish roe. All right. Now we just got to slap this in a preserve bin, and then we got to wait 4 days. Again, I'm going to just go back to sleep. It's fine. I basically live in my bed. That's all I do. And look at that. We now have a jar of caviar, and now all we got to do is collect 1,999 more jars. And this took 4 days to get. We're going to need to speed this process up a little bit. So I went ahead and decided that I needed to get a few more fish ponds. So I got 4. Now also this took a while. I mean, look, it's fall now. Now, the thing is, this challenge is, can we make $1 million from a single fish? Which means I can't go catch more fish to put them in the fish ponds, which means these 3 fish ponds are now useless. Or are they? Fortunately for us, there is a way we can get around them. If we look at the first fish pond, we can see there's a little question mark above it. If we click on it, you can see that it is requesting a diamond. If we bring in a diamond, then eventually over time, there will be more fish that'll spawn in. I don't know where those fish come from because, you know, there's only 1 fish in there, and that's not how biology works. But you know what? We don't ask questions. If we go ahead and wait until there's 5 fish in the first pond, we can empty it out and then take those fish and populate the rest of the pond. Now, fortunately and kind of unfortunately, diamonds are not the only thing sturgeon requests. You see, there's 4 different requests that the sturgeon will make. The first one is always a diamond. The second request is either something jellied, something pickled, or maple syrup. The third one is always 3 omni geodes, and the 4th one is a nautilus shell. Now, unfortunately, the diamond is not the easiest item to get in the game. You can either A, get it while mining, B, get one in a treasure chest that you catch while fishing, or you can potentially get them in different events. And it just so happens that there's an event called the Trout Derby, which has a diamond as one of the prizes. And conveniently, another one of the prizes is 3 omni geodes, which is exactly how many we need to upgrade a pond. And the best part is this event is 2 days, which means we can get a total of 2 diamonds and 6 omni geodes. So for 4 fish ponds, that just means we have to do the Trout Derby once, and then we just have to fast forward an entire year and play through it again. And then we have all of the stuff we're gonna need. Or I could just go mining. But I think we're going to just fast forward time because I don't really want to go mining. As far as jelly and pickles, it's not that difficult. We just throw some fruit in one of the preserve bins, and then after a couple days, we get jelly. And then we do the same thing with corn. We just throw corn in a bin, and after a few days, we get pickled corn. And then as far as maple syrup, we just have to put a few tappers on a tree, and after a few more days, we get maple syrup. Now, the final item we're going to need is the nautilus shell. It just spawns randomly on the beach in winter. So we just have to wait till winter to get that one in. And that one's not a problem. So if we fast forward to the middle of year year 2, we now have 4 fish ponds that are fully maxed out. And while I was fast forwarding time, I basically every morning just came out and collected any fish roe that spawned and was turning it into caviar. And we have a decent amount, but not near enough. We need 2,000 jars, remember. I now just get to look forward to doing the same thing every morning for the next while. I get to get up, walk outside, collect the fish roe, and then go back inside and go back to sleep. And then some mornings I get up, collect the fish roe, go back inside, collect all the caviar out of the preserve bins, and then fill the preserve bins back up with fish roe, and then I go back to sleep. And let me tell you, that house does not smell very nice. All I had to do now was just do that every day until we had 2,000 jars of caviar. So, yeah, I'll see you on the other side. Well, would you look at that? We now have over 2,000 jars of caviar, and it is now year 5. So yeah, I've been doing this for a few years, but now we have 2,000 jars, and it's time to cash in. So we go ahead and I'm gonna just drop them all in this bin here. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that, 999. That's a lot of caviar. All right, now we just go to sleep, and oh, look at the numbers. Oh, that's beautiful. 1 million gold. Oh, we've got a bunch of achievements too. Wow. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. And don't worry, I released Freddy in back into the water. He's going to be all right. I'm just kidding. That wasn't Freddy. He's never leaving. He's staying here forever. I'm never going to let him go. Peace.